everybody. This is Jamie Souls. I'm here with the brothers Brad Donovan and Nathan Zekveld, and we are the Chinook Podcast. We are going to be working today in Exodus again. We've been tracking our way through the book of Exodus, discussing things as we've gone along the way. And that's our intention again today, taking up in chapter 16. Before we get there,
yes,
let's talk about some books.
Indeed.
We do book reviews. What have you got, Brad, for a book review?
I have an interesting book by a man named Aldous Huxley. It's called Brave New World. Hands up if you've read it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. One of the...
Actually, I haven't.
Put your hand down, liar. Okay, so there are typically two books that everybody refers to when talking about, like, tyranny.
Yeah.
One is 1984.
Tyranny run out to its end.
Yeah. One is 1984, George Orwell with The Big State. And then the other one is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. One of the things that Huxley contends in this book is that if you're going to subjugate a people, mm-hmm. probably the best way to do it is through their pleasures. Yeah, so he's got this drug called soma, which is interesting because I believe that's the Greek word for body. Huh. So it's an appeal to the flesh with a reference to the flesh. But it's a drug that it makes you happy, and you're allowed to do whatever you want, and you take this drug and, free love and hippie living, and it's all lovely. But underneath it, what it is it's tyranny, it's slavery.
Yes.
To capture the souls of men. So I find that a very compelling thing for him to have said, because what I've witnessed with my own eyes is that men are captured by their pleasures far more quickly and far more easily, and they will love their own self-imposed chains far more thoroughly than an authoritarian, top-down, imposed kind of tyranny.
Yeah, it's interesting, because they're depending on what angle you look at our own society from, you can see George Orwell's thing worked out.
Yeah, but it got there via Aldous Huxley's.
But it got there, yeah.
Like pornography. Narcotics.
Yeah.
Like cocaine and fentanyl and all that. All those things, those enslaving things.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Well, there's I've maintained this when talking about Canadian Native cultures in times past. There's more than one way to enslave a people. Yep. You can enslave a people by force, top down, over them, ruling them, not allowing them much choice. You can do it that way, or you can give them everything.
Yep.
You give them everything, you enslave them every bit as thoroughly.
And the difference is that if slavery is enforced from the top, I learn to loathe it and hate it, and I will eventually revolt against it. Mm-hmm. But if I love that slavery, if I love rum,
yeah,
right, and you give me rum, and I learn to love it more, I will love that thing to the destruction of my own wealth, my own body, my own family, my own friends, everything.
Yeah,
the destruction of my nation is not too high a price for me to pay to demonstrate my love for that pleasure.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
Yeah. So Huxley, that was a really good description.
Yeah, it's horrifying
of the culture.
Yeah,
that's subjugated that way,
enslaved by their lusts.
Yep,
that was way earlier than Orwell.
Yeah, he published that.
1932 is when he published it.
So, and Orwell came along after the war, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's interesting because I think there's a point of truth there. Not that Huxley was an Orthodox Christian by any means. That man was as much a slave to his passions as
anybody he wrote about.
Yeah, I think that he understood what he was writing about from that side of the fence, not our side. Anyway.
Okay, so A Brave New World? That was your book, eh?
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Read it if you want to learn about your own enslavement.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
What do you got?
I've got a book recommendation here. One of my favorite Old Testament commentaries is by Kyle and Delitzsch. And those are two different men. One is Kyle, the other is Delitzsch. And it's delicious.
Delicious.
No,
Delicious.
Yeah. Ooh.
But honestly, so
They're
I'm going to
good.
say something controversial here.
Do it.
I would say that the old Lutheran commentators are better than the modern day Baptist commentators.
That's not controversial.
So,
That goes without saying.
so if you're a pastor or if you're preparing sermons on Sundays, I would encourage you to buy a set of Kyle and Delitzsch on the Old Testament and a set of Lenski on the New Testament. But yeah, Kyle and Delitzsch is very good. I think James Jordan relies heavily on Kyle and Delitzsch. Most Reformed pastors I've spoken to have a set of Kyle and Delitzsch on their shelves.
Nobody speaks badly about those guys.
No. And the thing is, like, they're Orthodox Lutheran commentators, and I think they're writing during an age of higher criticism. So, I mean, I'm sure you can find things here and there where the critical method may have slipped in,
Right.
but they're pretty orthodox.
Well, and the thing is, when looking through them, because I've especially dealt with their judges stuff.
Yeah.
It seems to me that their interaction with higher criticism, they're very critical of it.
They're very critical of higher criticism.
Yeah, and their willingness to engage with the Hebrew in a very detailed manner,
Yes.
I think really highlights their own fidelity to the scriptures.
Yes.
I mean, they were writing the 1870s and 80s. So, I mean, this is right at when higher criticism is peaking in Germany.
So if you're strict grammatical historical method, they definitely deal with the grammatical historical method, but they're also deep into typology because they're Lutherans.
Yeah,
and
good Christians.
And a good Lutheran expositor is going to deal not only with the grammatical historical method, but also typology, because typology comes right out of the grammatical historical method.
Yeah, if you're not reading types in the Old Testament, you're not reading the Old Testament the way Jesus told you to.
You really aren't.
Jesus will get angry at you like he did with Nicodemus.
Yeah, you are a teacher in Israel and do not know these things.
You do not know what things. You're supposed to be born again. Oh, where do I read that in the Old Testament? Well, you don't read that in the text of the Old Testament. What you find are pictures of it
Everywhere.
over and over and over again. Types.
Yes. Now, speaking of types, let's get to your book recommendation, and then we'll get to Exodus.
I have a book by Pastor Mark Horn called The Victory According to Mark. Now, is that Mark referring to him? No, it is not. It is referring to the Gospel of Mark. It's a commentary in which he walks through the book of Mark. Mark Horn is a careful expositor as he's dealing with all the different things that are going through here. He's got an eye for types. He's got an ear for the scriptures. And so I do recommend this as a really good commentary. He's a good writer. Mark Horn, The Victory According to Mark.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Yes, I think, was it Canon that published this? Yes, Canon Press published this.
And does he like typology?
Oh,
Yes, he does.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's a Christian.
That's important then.
He's a Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
Grammatical historical method and typology.
Yeah,
They come together. They are not in antithesis to one another.
Yeah, friends do not need to be reconciled. Certain Baptist interpreters need to be reconciled with, interpretation.
Stop saying brothers aren't brothers.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's not a type, you're not reading it right.
Right.
Okay,
we are taking up in Exodus chapter 16.
Oh, I thought we were in John 6. Oh, no, wait a minute. What is this?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Tell us how you got there.
Good one.
Oh, well, we'll get there as we go.
Okay, good.
Carry on. Exodus 16.
Exodus
and
16,
bread.
this is where the Israelites have made it through the Red Sea. We've examined the song that Moses was teaching to the people. we saw Miriam with her ladies, with their tambourines and their dancing, sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and rider he has thrown into the sea. And they went, if I recall rightly, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, and they found no water, so they were at Marah. They came to Marah. Marah means
bitter.
Bitter. And they grumbled there. I think no, that's not the first time they grumble. They grumble back on before the crossing, right?
Yeah, well, they grumbled because you've brought us out into the wilderness.
Yeah, they're terrified before the crossing.
Yeah. But this is the first of the grumblings about food.
Yes. It's probably worth counting how many grumbling episodes we're going to run across.
Well, this would be number 2.
Yeah.
Unless you count some of the grumbling that was done in Egypt proper. I don't think most guys do, but yeah.
Yeah, well, they grumbled against Moses. Remember that? And it was somebody's grumbling against Moses that caused him to have to flee for 40 years. Remember that?
Yeah.
Lots of grumbling.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that becomes a dominant theme.
Unbelief and revolution.
There you go.
our last episode.
Yes.
So, yeah, grumbling does become
Just thought I'd tie it in.
Yeah. Grumbling does become a dominant theme in Israel's early history.
Okay.
Yes. And they're like, what shall we drink?
Right. Yeah, and so if you recall, the Lord did a miraculous thing and showed Moses a log, who threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. And the Lord tested them there, made for them a statute and a rule. And they came to Elim, it says right at the end of verse 15, or chapter 15. They came to Elim, where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the river. We did talk briefly about that this is not just throwaway material, talking about where they actually were, and who cares about anything else. Because we know that's true because of how many springs there were. And how many palm trees there were. Because those numbers, that's not the first time we've run across those numbers in the scripture. We've seen those before. Okay, there's 12 springs of water. And so when you read this, you're supposed to think of Israel. You're supposed to think of the nation of Israel comprised of 12 tribes gathered together. You're supposed to think of the 70 nations of the world. Like there's something about this that's like a whole world. All the nations are gathered here at Elim. There's 70 palm trees.
I'm thinking here of the palm trees and the water too, and I know rivers play an important role in Genesis chapter 2 with the creation of the world and the world that God gives to Adam. I don't know how strong the connection is, but I thought I'd just point that out.
Right.
New creation.
Yeah, it is like the world is gathered together to either witness the encampment of Israel or to provide for it, or something, right?
Okay. And it's also, I think, the case that Israel is a picture.
Yeah, it's
of the world. It's an encapsulation of the world.
Yeah, it's an archetypal.
The world is being recreated in Israel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we get to verse 1.
Yep.
They set out from there, so they live there. And all the congregation of the people of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had departed from the land of Egypt. So the wilderness of Sin.
Okay, this is 45 days after the Red Sea.
Yes.
No. No, 45 days
15th.
after the departure from Egypt.
Yeah, because this is the 15th day of the second month.
I think they departed from Egypt. Is that counted as the Red Sea crossing? Is the departure from Egypt?
I
don't
thought
know.
it was the Passover. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. I think.
I'm not sure.
I could be wrong. But, I mean, we're no more than a month and a half.
Yeah, so it's
No
a
less
month and a
than that.
half later.
Yeah.
And they come out to the wilderness of Sin. Oh,
Aptly named.
aptly named. I think sin and Sinai have something to do with one another.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
So, and the whole congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. So now, it's not just Moses, it's also Aaron.
So I'm looking up the Hebrew word for sin, which is actually seen.
Mm-hmm.
It can connotate the idea of thorn or clay. The tract of wilderness between Elim and Sinai. Anyway.
The wilderness of thorns
Yeah.
or clay.
Yeah, which is
That's weird.
part of the curse on Adam.
Yeah, thorns from the ground.
I'm just looking at the word analysis on Step Bible.
Okay.
So,
That's
anyway.
not a bad idea.
You have a step Bible?
Some people have step mama. You have step
I never knew my real Bible.
Maybe. All right.
It's from Tyndale House.
Okay. That's funny.
Okay, so
They have Step Bibles.
So everybody grumbles against Moses and Aaron, and all the people of Israel said to them, "Would that we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt when we sat by the meat pots and ate bread to the full. For you have brought us into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger."
Would that we had died by the hand of the Lord. At least they're Christian grumblers.
Oh, is that worse? I mean, like, I wish God had just killed us.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
What a bunch.
Yeah. I bet you if God had been killing them in Egypt, they wouldn't have been saying that. Oh, thank you. I'm really enjoying this. This is much better than wandering in the wilderness with that Moses dude. Yeah, I just...
Okay, so here they are. They're out in the wilderness. It was 3 days before the first grumble.
Yep.
It's a month and a half in where the whole assembly comes and grumbles against Moses and against Aaron for having brought them out into this wilderness to kill them out here. And, oh, I wish we would have died by the meat pots back in Egypt. And the Lord could have killed us there and we would have been happy.
Huh. Didn't Keith Green write a song about this?
At least one.
Yeah.
Or we've referenced it at least once and probably more.
Yeah, it's a good song. This whole thing is ridiculous, this whining. And I think that's why we're showed it in this kind of a way.
Okay.
The Lord has been providing all along for these people.
And the New Testament is constantly drawing on these cases of grumbling in the wilderness as
Yes.
a warning to Christians against grumbling.
Yeah.
So look at 1 Corinthians 10, but I think Philippians 2, verse 14 to 16 is also good.
Yep.
Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation.
Right.
Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky as you hold firmly to the word of truth. And then I will be able to boast on the day of Christ that I did not run or labor in vain. So the point of one of the aspects of reading these Old Testament passages is so that we can look at the church and exhort the church to be blameless and pure.
Yes.
Not grumbling like the Israelites of old.
Right. Right. Something that's worth pointing out is the proximity in time to the Israelites being slaves in Egypt and how they're brought out by this powerful outstretched arm of the Lord, brings them out of Egypt. But grumbling is their default position. When trouble comes, they grumble, they whine. Okay?
Yeah.
Grumbling and whining are the response of a slave.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the native language of slavery.
It's the native language of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you would grow out of slavery, learn not to grumble and whine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your grumbling and your whining is as ridiculous as Israel's is here.
Yeah. If we look back with disdain at these people, do make sure you got a mirror when you're doing that. Okay?
Yep.
Do make sure. Because and just think about this in terms of these people had just been in slavery for a long, long while. Okay. And this was their, like you said, it's their language.
Mm-hmm.
It's their language when they deal with trouble.
Yeah, because when you're a slave, you have no real recourse.
Yeah.
You just sit there and complain. That's all you
Right.
can do.
And here God has brought them out into a place where this is no longer the case. They do have recourse. Mm-hmm. They can call upon the Lord who delivered them.
Yeah, and he's responding in real time all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Paul, when Paul goes to the wilderness of his missionary travels, his beatings, his shipwrecks, his floggings, all of that, Paul learned in every situation to be content, whether abounding or whether destitute of everything.
Yeah.
And so Paul, as an example of Christ, is the opposite of the example of Israel in the wilderness.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and in every way. I mean, he writes about being grateful in everything.
Yes.
Give thanks in everything.
In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you.
Yeah. That guy writes that. And like you said, yeah, he goes through all his troubles and he writes that. Israel goes through all their troubles and they're like, we would have been better off dying next to meat pots. Now, I want to know how many meat pots they actually had.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking that they didn't have as much meat.
I'm thinking they were multiplying in the minds of Israel.
Yes,
Because they probably weren't that many back there.
in
They
Egypt.
were in slavery. They weren't.
It wasn't overflowing with meat
It
in the
wasn't
pot.
a land of luxury.
Yeah.
They weren't eating like kings.
No, they weren't.
They were groaning under the whips of their taskmasters.
I mean, if they didn't have enough straw for bricks, do you think they had meat for pots? Yeah, no.
No.
And this is another thing too: is that the grumbling, the complaining, you wind up lying to yourself about what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Like you when you're full of grumbling and complaining, you're not going to tell yourself the truth. Even though you feel very justified.
Yeah.
You're not speaking the truth at all. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
To learn there. Now, verse 4. Then the Lord said to Moses, behold, I am about to rain bread from heaven for you. Okay, this is why I said John 6. We're actually talking about John 6. Who's the bread of heaven?
Jesus.
Jesus.
I am the bread from heaven.
He says that he is this bread.
And they were talking about manna just
Yes.
then.
He was talking about this.
Yes.
Yes.
So look at the goodness of God. He rains hailstones on the Egyptians, crushing and smashing their fields.
Yes.
And then he turns around and he rains bread on his people.
Yes.
Yeah. And
That is a good God.
It's this light, white fluff.
That tastes like coriander seed.
Yeah.
That's not going to punch a hole through your tent.
Yeah, no animals were harmed in the production of this manna. Yes,
That's good.
That's yeah. I love it. Yeah, the Egyptians. They really did get the worst deal. There was nothing nice about those meat pots. No.
No. Okay, so he gives instruction to Moses about the gathering of the bread that he is going to rain from heaven. They're supposed to gather twice as much on day 6, and that's so that they can celebrate the Sabbath, the day off. The day off that is becoming a part of your world, oh former slaves, where you never had a day off, and now God is giving you one.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, we're deeply dubious about the meat pots, but we're definitely dubious about the rest.
Yeah.
Like, they had no rest in Egypt. That was one of the things.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, not only are they getting bread coming down from heaven,
Yeah.
they're getting rest.
Yeah.
And they're told the bread is to be gathered on the day before the Sabbath in a particular way, so that you have enough.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to work on that day. You just relax. I've got you covered.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man, if I were to work a Saturday and get paid double so that I could sit at home on Sunday, that would be amazing. I'd work all the Saturdays. Now, interesting about this provision for the Sabbath. The Lord calls this a test, that I may test them whether they will walk in my law or not.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think God's confused about whether or not Israel will walk in his law. But
No, I don't think so. But he's doing test runs on Israel.
yeah, so they can.
We need to get all the glitches out of Israel before we can run Israel 101.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing tests. It's
Yeah.
in the pre-production stage.
Yeah, and it's for the Jews so that they can know whether, because here's the thing is if a man disobeys the Lord on this point, and the thing happens that the Lord promises,
Yeah.
well then they know.
Yeah.
And if there's enough food, if they gather faithfully and there's enough food, then they also know, right? This is Israel. This is almost like God running a test on himself in a sense.
Okay.
He's showing Israel his goodness. He's got his command and his warning, but he's demonstrating that he will provide.
Yes. Yeah, and he's taking a people who have been enslaved, who have been dependent upon Pharaoh for their living.
Mm-hmm.
If they had meat pots in Egypt, they were provided by Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet on it because they were enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bringing them out, and he's giving them a new order of things, a new constitution. This new world that we're bringing you to, or that I'm bringing you to, O Israel, has got a Sabbath at the center.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Sabbath here. That's important. The things that are leading up to it, you need to obey in this and this and this. And so he's laying the foundation for a new order for Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a really hard time grasping
Yes.
that new order because they keep complaining and whining and remembering the good old days back in Egypt.
Yeah. He's remodeling the calendar.
Yeah.
But there's also in verse 7, and in the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord. So this bread, this provision from God is the glory of the Lord. And then in John 6, this is Jesus. When he says, I am the bread of heaven, he is saying, I am the glory of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And that's, I think, one of the reasons why the Pharisees were so mad.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, are you now? Are you? And he's like, well, yeah.
And there's also a subtle implication that they're the grumbling Israelites.
Yeah, they are. Well, it's not a subtle implication. I think those guys might have even got it.
Well, it's probably a pretty clear implication.
If he's the bread from heaven, they are the grumbling Israel.
Yeah.
Because not one of them, and I believe that they were also arguing about whether or not they were Moses' followers in that passage. I'm just going to have to check Luke 6 real quick.
Yeah, dude, check there.
Because I think that the parallels are so strong. Because he feeds the 5,000. And then they talk about it. He says, I am the bread of life. That's 35, verse 35. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger. Whoever believes in me shall never thirst. And then the Jews grumbled about him in verse 41. Yeah, there we go, yeah. So they're grumbling. And your fathers ate manna in the wilderness. So he's referring to this event. And he says, I am the bread of life. This is the bread that comes down from heaven. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. The Jews disputed this among themselves. How can a man give us his flesh to eat? And then he goes on to say, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink of his blood, you have no life in you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a powerful verse about the participation in the Eucharist.
Yeah. It's important to see Jesus is the real thing about what the Lord is revealing here. Mm-hmm. He's doing so with Moses and Aaron having to explain to these people about what's going on. Tomorrow you're going to see the glory of the Lord, but they're stung by the rebellion and the grumbling of the Israel. What are we that you're arguing against us.
Yes.
Because they named Moses and Aaron when in the first part of this grumble. They named them.
Yeah, they've been named in the class action lawsuit.
Yes. So the Lord has heard your grumbling that you grumble against him. What are we? Your grumbling is not against us, but against the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's, oh man.
Okay. So, Moses says to Aaron to gather the whole congregation of the people of Israel to come near before the Lord, for he has heard your grumbling. And then as soon as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the people of Israel, they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. Oh, there's the cloud. The cloud was still there, if you remember, one that led them through the Red Sea, the glory cloud. And the Lord said to Moses, I've heard the grumbling of the people of Israel. Say to them, at twilight you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God.
So you're getting your meat pots. So much meat that it erupts out your noses.
Right. And so they've been maybe conjuring up this dream of meat pots.
Right.
But here the Lord is going to bring them meat.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they just wondered, like, how on earth?
Yeah.
Well, because the whole thing about this new world that the Lord is bringing them to is that you walk in my ways and you look to me.
Yep. And they're
That's
looking
the
around.
deal.
They're looking around at the desert right now.
Yes.
And they're like, meat and bread?
Where? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Yep.
It's kind of like, well, he just brought you through a Red Sea and drowned all your enemies in it, and you think he can't do this?
Yeah. Did you see that coming? No, you didn't see that coming.
Yeah. You scurried across to the other side and then turned around and went, whoa.
Okay. So now the sun's
Saw their bodies dead on the shore.
now the sun's going down, and the Lord says, at twilight, I'm going to give you meat.
Yeah.
Sun goes down, wind rises, or maybe not even wind rises.
Well, it's
Birds come.
yeah. In the evening, quail came up and covered the camp.
Yes, quail.
They covered the camp. Imagine how much stuff got pooped on. But you get birds.
Frogs covered the land in Egypt,
Yes, I don't think they tried eating them though.
and quail covered the camp out here.
And then they had dew.
What if there's a correspondence there?
I think there's a correspondence and a contrast, because remember at Elim, God said that none of the diseases I put on the Egyptians I'll
Right.
put on you. So it's
Yeah, they couldn't eat those frogs.
yeah,
But here's edible
quail.
edible meat has come into your camp. You don't even have to go hunting.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Fried chicken is on the menu. And I like fried chicken.
There you go.
So and then they had this dew lay around the camp, and when the dew had gone up, there was on the face of the wilderness a fine flake-like thing, fine as frost on the ground. And when the people of Israel saw it, they said to one another, "What is it?" So you got birds everywhere, and this thing.
Yeah. And this white thing,
What is it?
like, it's not bird poop.
Yeah.
It's something other.
Yeah.
It's frost.
It's like frost.
Mm-hmm.
And when the sun grows hot, it melts.
Yep. And Moses said to
But
them,
it's bread.
"It is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat."
I think manna means what is it?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I believe
That's
so.
what the word means. What is it?
Yep.
So they were partaking of Christ in the wilderness.
Yes.
Yes, the bread from heaven.
Yeah.
So then they didn't know what it was. Moses said to them, "This is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat, and this is what the Lord has commanded. Gather of it each of you as much as he can eat. You shall each take an omer according to the number of persons that each of you has in his tent." And the people of Israel did so. So an omer, I'm not sure exactly what volume that is, but that's enough for
Well,
one person per day.
Because you don't know, the Lord explains it to you at the end of the chapter.
Yep.
An omer is a tenth of an ephah.
Right. I still don't know what an omer is. It's 1/10 of an ephah. So an omer is enough bread for one person per day.
Perhaps.
Well, it's gathered per person per tent, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
You shall each take an omer.
and it's 1/10 of an ephah.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what an ephah is. But
Right. I have a footnote in my ESV Bible that says an omer was about 2 quarts or 2 liters.
2 liters. Okay, that you can. Yeah,
Maybe.
That's pretty substantial.
Yeah. It's a means of measurement, whatever it is.
Whatever it is. So if it's a couple of liters, that's a pretty good amount of bread.
Right.
So I'm analyzing something from this passage as I'm just kind of reading over the whole passage right now. And so you get to verse 27. There's a lot of back and forth going on. They're obeying some of the Lord's commands. Some people aren't. Some people just aren't listening. In verse 28, the Lord says to Moses, "How long will you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? See, the Lord has given you the Sabbath. Therefore, on the 6 days he gives you bread for 2 days. Remain each of you in his place. Let no one go out of his place on the 7th day." So God is teaching his people obedience. And I find it interesting because in Hebrews, it says that Jesus Christ learned obedience, the obedience of a son, through that which he suffered. Mm-hmm. And you see that with the sufferings of Israel in the wilderness, is that they're learning obedience.
Yep.
But you also see that God is teaching them obedience through blessing and how to handle their blessings obediently.
Right.
And all of us, we, both in times of suffering and blessing, we need to learn obedience, but we learn obedience in different ways. Yep. How do we take the blessings that God has given us and be obedient with them? Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like with the manna, they were told just collect enough for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you could see as being teaching Israel that their every necessity is provided by God.
Yes.
Like, so you're supposed to have faith in God.
You're supposed to look to God in everything, every day.
Yeah. And then
He is your provider.
Some of these people were like, I'm going to collect a little bit extra. And then the next day it grew worms and stank.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. They did not listen to Moses.
Yes.
Some left part of it till morning, and it bred worms and stank.
It's like, huh.
Okay.
Well, so now...
What we just heard about stuff laying on the ground stinking.
Mm-hmm. Was it Egyptians?
It was frogs.
Well, that too, yeah.
That's right.
Remember? The frogs lay on the ground and stank. And here, disobedience to the Lord
lays on
with
the ground
the
and
manna
stinks.
lays on the ground and stinks.
Yep.
So there's a connection there.
Yeah, there is. And so Israel is learning the obedience of a son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Like when my son...
you disobey.
You disobey, now there's a consequence.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's very much do this, don't do that, and then immediate consequence.
Yes, which you have to do with little children.
Yes.
And Israel is a child right here.
Yes.
Israel is a child. Israel was formed in Egypt.
Yes.
Remember, that's how it worked?
Yep.
And here she's taking her first tottering steps. She's little.
Mm-hmm.
She's a baby.
Yep.
And God says, do this. Don't do this. Don't go there.
Put this in your mouth, not that.
Yes. Exactly. So, right.
And then on the Sabbath, when he told them that, there's not going to be any food for you to collect. On the 7th day, some of the people went out to gather, but they found none. Where's my stuff?
Right.
What do you think would happen?
So the Lord told them to gather twice as much on day 6.
Mm-hmm.
On day 6, so that you'll have some left over. Oh, but we had some left over the other day and it stank. Well, it won't. It won't on day 6. It won't happen that way.
Yes.
It'll still work on day 7.
You can see everybody kind of giving a little bit of side eye on this, and then the first time it happens, they're like, oh.
Okay. Yeah, it's helpful to think of this in terms of Israel being a little baby, just learning how to walk, just learning how to how to see her world, because really, it is a brand new world for her. Mm-hmm. It's new. This whole business of needing to look to the Lord for everything, of a Sabbath. I mean, he gives us a day off, a day of rest.
And he provides sufficient for that day?
Yeah.
What?
That's all brand new.
Yes.
It's all brand new to Israel. All of it is.
Yeah.
And so it's helpful to, when we're looking back here, we tend to point at them and say, oh, well, how faithless are they? Well,
Right.
just think about them as the baby,
Yeah,
because they really are a baby just there.
They haven't matured yet, no.
Yeah.
And now this manna though does sound pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it tastes like honey.
Yeah.
It was like coriander seed white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. I mean, that
sounds pretty good.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah.
you could bake with this stuff. You could boil it.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you wanted for cooking it.
Yeah.
You could become a creative chef of some sort if you wanted
Yeah.
with regards to this.
I mean, this is like
It's awesome.
it's a really fine gift, but
It certainly is.
But I mean, I think about like teaching my children table manners, right?
Yeah.
The food was really good.
Yeah.
Why is it on the floor?
Why is it on the floor?
Because Liam had a temper tantrum. You know, I mean, he's now 9 years old, so most of it goes down the hatch.
Right.
Some of it will make its way on the floor because he's so busy shoveling it. But it's not like, you know, when he was 1.5.
Right.
So he's grown up a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is Israel.
He's learned the rules of your house.
He has, yeah.
Yeah.
So Israel has not yet learned table manners.
No, and Israel is in the process here of learning table manners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
so
why it looks so funny.
There's a description of the food in 31,
and then in 33, Moses tells Aaron to put a jar full of manna in it, an omer jar, and place it before the Lord throughout your generations. So this would be a memorial before the Lord.
Yes,
in the holy place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that end up going in the Ark of the
Yes, it
Covenant?
did.
It did later.
Yes.
it did. It was in there along with Aaron's rod that budded, and it was in there along
With
with
the
the Ark of the Covenant
And the tablets.
and the tablets of stone.
Isn't there a reference in Revelation to giving the faithful ones the hidden manna or something like
Yes,
that?
there is in early Revelation.
What verse is that?
one of
It's
the letters, I
chapter
think.
3, I think.
Here, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. Bible search programs are awesome.
So the people of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there. I'll just wait for you there.
Sorry, I'm pulling it up. Oh, so Revelation 2 verse 17.
There we go.
So to the
hidden
church
manna.
to the church in Pergamum, therefore repent. If not, I will come to you soon and war against them with the sword of my mouth. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the 7 churches. To the one who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone with a new name written on the stone that no one knows except the one who receives it. So the hidden manna, I think that's referring to
The manna in the ark?
Or the manna in this jar, you think?
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that there's a good
Maybe. Because it's there in the presence of the Lord,
yeah,
right?
it is. Now we don't have the tabernacle built yet, but that's coming.
Right, it's coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have a white stone CREC. We should have a hidden manna CREC.
Yeah, there we go.
Huh.
Hidden. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll have to recommend that.
Hidden Manna Church of Christ.
Hidden manna of the king in you have to have king and covenant in there if you're going to be a CREC church.
So, verse 35, the people of Israel ate the manna 40 years till they came to a habitable land. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. And then we're given what seems like an aside, but there's obviously a reason for this. The Lord doesn't waste words. An omer is a 10th part of an ephah, it says.
Yep.
Okay.
Now
I don't understand. I don't understand where that came from or why, but there's probably connection back to the first mention of omers in here, and there's probably some kind of a chiastic structure on this passage, of which those are the outer edges.
Right. Those would be the A and A corresponding
Yeah.
sections.
I suspect that's the case. I don't know it, but I've seen that sort of thing happen enough that it's
That you
quite
get
likely.
suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Or wait, suspicious. I mean, yeah.
Right. Okay, so if you are like, this is so new to the Israel that came out of Egypt, that came through the Red Sea.
Mm-hmm.
This bread from heaven. I wonder how long it took for them. It didn't take long for them to get used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and to get used to it to the point where they got tired of it, where they grumbled about it.
What they really needed was Julia Child
Yeah, there you go.
to teach them how to make it, taste French.
Yeah, the art of French manna.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah,
That could be a sourdough cookbook.
the art
Anyway.
of French manna cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they eat it for 40 years, and it doesn't take long for them to get a little bit,
Yes. Now I want you to think about something else. Now I want you to think about how, how the miraculous,
Mm-hmm.
in this case, this is the bread from heaven is a miracle. It's sent from God. It didn't just grow this way. There wasn't natural processes that brought this about. It was sent from God every day
Mm-hmm.
to Israel. So say your pregnant mama was among the crowd walking through that Red Sea and coming up to Elim
Mm-hmm.
and coming out into the wilderness, and you were born 2 months into the Exodus period. Everything about your life
Is manna.
is manna.
Yeah.
Manna is just the way things are in the world.
You'd get to my age before you don't have manna.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And you'd think about that.
That'd be like my relationship with mac and cheese.
Yeah. But just think about how they wouldn't necessarily the heart of unbelief, as unbelief grows or as it is nurtured, it's going to look for alternate explanations for things. And so you can bet there were people trying to work out the scientific reason why this manna shows up every day.
Mm-hmm.
There's some naturalistic explanation for this.
By the way, if you
there's
go
no God.
if you go wander around Saudi Arabia right now, guess what you are not going to find on the ground? Yeah, manna.
Right.
Yeah, I've never heard of anybody from Saudi Arabia picking any of this stuff up.
No.
Just saying. It's not. There's no scientific
Explanation.
explanation here.
Right, but I'm just thinking about the tendency of the unbelieving heart
Mm-hmm.
to account for the things that are around them.
It's especially a trouble in our day.
Yeah, it is.
Especially a trouble. But these guys would have, the unbelief and grumbling. Because what's the very next thing we see in chapter? We should probably do the first paragraph of chapter 17.
Well, let's do at least the first.
Yeah, because this is really...
Because they keep on complaining.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the same thing.
It is.
Now, they move on from the wilderness of sin by stages according to the commandment of the Lord and encamp at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink.
Oh, didn't that happen before?
Maybe this is a chiasm. No water, and the manna's in the middle. Therefore, the manna's the point. But anyway, I am the bread from heaven. Therefore, the people quarreled with Moses and said, "Give us water to drink." So Moses, this might be the naturalistic explanation for you. Moses is providing this manna and water.
Oh, it's Moses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's some kind of a magician.
Right. He can conjure up.
Moses.
They're kind of acting as atheists.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not going to God. They're going to Moses.
Yeah.
The people quarreled with Moses. Give us water to drink. Moses says, "What do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord?" Well, the people don't see the Lord.
They see Moses.
Well, they do see the Lord because that cloud is with them,
Still, yep.
right?
Yep.
But you come up with a naturalistic explanation to explain that away too.
Moses made that happen.
Yeah, well, there's this cloud that, there's sometimes that happens. The cloud's got light on one side and dark on the other, and there's fire in it in the night, and that's the way clouds are.
And it parks right in the middle of us.
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah. It's just natural.
Every cloud in history acts like this. Yeah. So then Moses, he gets right to it. Why are you testing the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
But the people thirsted there for water, and the people grumbled against Moses and said, and again, this is the same complaint as before.
Yeah.
Why did you bring us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? So Moses cried to the Lord, what shall I do with this people?
You don't blame them at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Goodness.
They're almost ready to stone me. So it's bad. It's not just an average complaint. They're ready to murder the guy. And the Lord said to Moses, pass on before the people, taking with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand the staff with which you struck the Nile, and go. Behold, I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people will drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel, and he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, which mean testing and quarreling, because of the quarreling of the people of Israel, and because they tested the Lord by saying, is the Lord among us or not?
Okay, doesn't this come up in 1 Corinthians 10? Is it this episode or is it the later one?
I think it's the later one.
Okay, because there's two episodes.
This
there's
one,
a striking of the rock here.
Yeah, and then there's a striking later that shouldn't have been.
Yes.
Yeah, this one is this was brought up in Hebrews, I think.
There's a reference to Massah in Psalm 95 verse 8, and there's a reference to Meribah in Psalm 81 verse 7.
Do not harden your hearts as they did in the wilderness at Massah.
Yes.
In distress you called, and I delivered you. I answered you in the secret place of thunder. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Hear, O my people, while I admonish you, O Israel, if you would but listen to me. There shall be no strange god among you. You shall not bow down to a foreign god. I, the Lord your God, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt, open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. That's Psalm 81.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Psalm 95 verse 8, do not harden your hearts as at Meribah, as on the day at Massah in the wilderness, when your fathers put me to the test and put me to the proof, though they had seen my work. For 40 years I loathed that generation and said, they are a people who go astray in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Therefore I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter my rest.
For 40 years.
That's quoted in Hebrews 4.
Yes, it is. For 40 years, God says, I loathe that generation.
So just as they loathe the
I loathe that generation. God says that of this Israel whom he's shepherding along.
It's interesting because it reminds me of when they finally get down to eating all the fried chicken, the quail. It they get sick and it spews out of their mouths.
Yeah, comes out their nose.
It comes out their nose. Like if you've ever had chicken come out your nose, like that, then imagine an entire nation of people with chicken coming out of their nose. That's what happens. So that's horrible and disgusting. And the Lord says that he loathed that generation, which makes me think he loathed them just like they loathed having chicken coming out of their nose. Like this is, ugh. Yeah. So, and that's why he warns us here. Do not be like those guys.
Yeah.
Do not be faithless, unbelieving, like those guys.
Okay, so I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb. Where's the Lord standing?
At Horeb.
On the rock. I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb. So the Lord is standing on the rock that Moses is supposed to strike.
Mm-hmm.
So Moses strikes the rock that the Lord is standing on. So he strikes the Lord, really.
Yeah. Doesn't somebody in the New Testament...
The rock that followed them, that rock was Christ?
Yeah, I was thinking about that
1
passage.
Corinthians 10.
Yeah. Huh. Weird. So all of these New Testament types, all these Old Testament types, images of Christ in the New Testament.
Seems so.
Huh. Interesting.
They drank from the rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. And yet with most of them, the Lord was not well pleased.
Not pleased at all.
And their bodies fell in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting, though, that the Lord is standing. The Lord is identified as that rock that Moses struck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's an idea there.
He's the
that
provision.
the Lord, Yahweh, our God, is going to be struck.
Yeah.
And water is going to come out.
Yes.
For the people. The people will be nourished by the striking of Israel's Messiah. There's one of those pictures.
I like this.
There's one of those pictures from way early in Israel's history, talking about what to expect when the Messiah comes. And Israel missed it. Nicodemus, the best, of the teachers among the Pharisees and the scribes, Nicodemus, who's seeking the kingdom of God. Nicodemus missed it.
You're a teacher in Israel and you do not know these things?
Yes. He missed seeing this kind of thing. And Jesus said, well, it's like you don't know your own book. You don't know it.
Yep.
Because you're not seeing this kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the rock which is Christ.
Right.
Yeah. Which you struck saves you.
And Moses is commanded to do this.
Yeah.
He's commanded to strike the rock. And remember why Moses gets in trouble striking the rock later?
He was told to speak to it.
He was told to speak to it, but it's not just that he did the wrong formula. It's that he struck it again. And the Messiah only needed to be struck once for the life of the people. Don't redo this.
Oh, that makes me think about the idolatrous mass and the re-crucifixion of Christ.
Does too.
Very interesting. I like that. I do like that. Man, the Bible is just a wildly cool book.
It's wonderful.
There's so much in here.
It's just wonderful.
When the Lord sets out to explain everything, wow. So I guess the question at the end of this paragraph, is the Lord among us or not, is definitively answered yes.
Yes.
They're still asking the question, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, I think guys who have count 10 grumblings.
And we're at grumbling 3?
I think we're at number 3. I haven't really kept close track. There's probably more, but there's some kind of a structure that's built in that teaches us to. We're alerted to look for numbers like this. We're alerted.
Man, that's excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent. There's so much cool stuff in here. Let's carry on. Have we got time?
We're about an hour in.
Let's finish out 17. I think we can do that.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is another interesting thing.
Yes. So we're at Rephidim.
Yes. And verse 8, then Amalek. Amalek. Where does Amalek come from? Is Amalek in the Table of Nations somewhere?
Somewhere.
I don't know. Genesis 10?
I will quickly double check, but I believe that they are listed. They're the sons of the East, I think.
I think so too. I don't think it's like sons of Ishmael. I don't think there's an Amalek among those. Maybe.
Let me see here.
I'll look in Exodus or Genesis 38.
Right.
Or 36.
This is our elevator music for the.
Oh yes, there's an Amalek.
He was the grandson of Esau.
Okay. Yep.
There's an Amalek who is a grandson of Esau.
Okay, there we go. So he's very much a cousin.
Interesting.
So he comes and fights with Israel at Rephidim. So Moses says to Joshua, this is the first time Joshua was named.
Okay.
Joshua shows up. This is interesting. Choose for us men and go out and fight with Amalek. Who else chooses men and goes out to fight with Satan? Oh, the New Testament Joshua, Jesus.
Uh-huh.
He's got
Yes.
he chooses men. So Joshua goes out and chooses men.
Yeah.
They go out to fight Amalek. Moses, continuing on in verse.
He's going to stand on the top
9.
of the hill with the staff of God in his hand.
Yes, tomorrow I will stand on the top. So Joshua did as Moses told him and fought with Amalek, while Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Whenever Moses held up his hand, Israel prevailed, and whenever he lowered his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands grew weary, so they took a stone, and put it under him. It's another stone. And he sat on it, while Aaron and Hur held up his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side. So his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. If this is not a cruciform image, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the going down of the sun, when Jesus was taken down from the cross. So, and Joshua overwhelmed Amalek and his people with the sword. And then the Lord said to Moses, write this as a memorial in a book, so that's what we're reading right now, and recite it in the ears of Joshua, that I will utterly blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it, the Lord is my banner, saying, a hand upon the throne of the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. This is very interesting.
Okay.
Devoted to destruction.
Yeah.
Amalek. Do we ever run into them in the wilderness again?
Not in the wilderness.
Do we run into them when we get into the promised land?
Later.
Much later.
Quite a bit later.
Much later, we find
David fights them.
Amalekites. When David is around, we find Amalekites.
Yeah, they take all his stuff out of Ziklag and his.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Amalek is in the Esau line of things. So he's really a son of Abraham. Amalek is somewhere down the way,
Now,
right?
yeah, when we get to thinking forward, we have an Amalekite that claims to kill Saul.
Yeah.
And then David chops off his head.
Yeah, and he was a slave of an Egyptian, he said.
Yeah. Or, they found the Egyptian slave of the Amalekites when David was pursuing
Right.
the men in the wilderness on the same day.
Amalek and Egypt are tied together.
They are.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remember, the Egypt that was left in the wake of the disasters God befell upon them
Yeah.
during the plagues, the firstborn deaths, the destruction of the Pharaoh, the destruction of the army, the destruction of the land. Egypt, that superpower, was left
Like destitute.
destitute and vacuous. There was nobody in power.
Yeah.
There was nobody in power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that Israel meets these Amalekites when they're on their way up out of Egypt, and then they don't see them again for another 400 years.
But when they see them,
And when they see them, they're connected to Egypt.
they have Egyptian slaves. It is very possible.
It is very possible that these were the people who the Egyptian histories mention as the Hyksos people, when the Hyksos dynasties began in Egypt.
Yeah, it's very possible.
That's really quite possible.
Yeah. And then I believe that Haman was an Amalekite.
Yeah, there was some kind of connection.
Yeah.
He was an Agagite.
Yeah.
Agag was king of the Amalekites.
Was he? Amalekites or Ammonites?
Agag, that Samuel hacked to pieces before the Lord. That guy.
Yeah. Was that an Ammonite or an
It had to do with
Amalekite?
Amalek, I think.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly double check.
Yeah, dig that up.
Because these fights carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Agag. Now, Agag, he was an Amalekite. Yep. Agag, king of the Amalekites.
Mm-hmm.
So And then Mordecai, of course, being a descendant of Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Benjamite. Esther and Mordecai were Benjamites.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, there's all these deep connections, but it really does appear to me that Amalek was on their way south when Israel was on their way north, or they ran across one another.
Yep.
Israel fights them.
And beats
Joshua
them up.
goes out and beats them up. As long as Moses' hands are up in the air, Joshua thumps on them, and they run off afterward, and they must keep running, heading south.
Yeah, and then we run across them later. Yeah, later in the Judges stories.
Yeah.
And then,
but
at the beginning
it's
of the King period.
there's close to 400 years in which we don't hear about Amalek in the pages of the Bible, and
so they were up to no good somewhere else.
that was also the period that if you follow Egyptian chronology, that the Hyksos people were ruling in Egypt. I think that's them.
Yep, they're up to no good. That's what they were up to. Those Amalekites. So then we get, but yeah, we also get the imagery here of Moses.
Okay.
With his hands lifted up. He's sitting on a stone.
Yes.
Which again, we were talking about Christ, the stone which followed.
Right.
The people. It's also an altar here is mentioned. An altar, of course, made from undressed, uncut stone.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on a type of an altar. They make an altar afterwards, a memorial altar. And then Aaron and Hur are holding up Moses' hands.
Yes. Oh, Hur, by the way, is a him.
Yeah, that's a him. Yeah, H-U-R. H-U-R.
H-U-R.
Yeah,
not her, like that gal.
Yeah, it wasn't some lady. It was a guy named Hur. If you've ever read Lew Wallace's book Ben-Hur,
I haven't read the book, but I remember seeing the movie long ago.
Ben-Hur means son of Hur.
Right.
His dad's name in the book was Hur. Not this Hur, but another Hur.
Okay.
So they hold up his hands, and as long as his hands are raised, there's victory. And he's steady until the going down of the sun. So this makes me think very much of the crucifixion. Very much. Yeah. Because you've got victory.
Moses' hands are raised. He's supported on either side, and victory is given that way. When Moses gets weary, he's got his brother and Hur on either side to hold up his arms. And if he holds up his arms, he wins. Joshua wins.
Yep. Yeah, and then it's I don't know. It's very interesting to me. Write this as a memorial in the book and recite it in the ears of Joshua. Very specific.
Yeah.
Sing this or recite this, chant this to Joshua.
Yeah. It's particular that Joshua needs to hear this.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that very interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that exactly, how that relates to Jesus, but it is interesting.
Yeah. Moses built an altar and called the name of it, "The Lord is my banner." The Lord is my banner.
Banners are mentioned several places.
Okay.
Psalm 20, also in Song of Solomon.
Is it mentioned here earlier?
No.
But there's the idea of Moses holding up his hand.
He's the banner.
It's almost like he's got a flag in his hand or something, maybe.
Yeah, he's got his staff, right?
He's got his staff.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. The Lord is my banner, saying, a hand upon the throne of the Lord. A hand upon the throne. That's a weird turn of phrase.
That is a weird turn of phrase.
The Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, which we've already discussed. That's a thing. Right up to the book of Esther. The Lord has war with Amalek. But yeah, that is a weird turn of a hand upon the throne of the Lord. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, neither am I. I don't understand that yet.
It's interesting.
We should maybe ask Jim Jordan.
Yeah, we should
ask our guru.
All right. Well, we've had a good run here at Exodus chapter 16 and 17. It's good to have this discussion around the Word of God, and it's good to share it with you, O listener. We are the Chinook podcast. We've been here in Exodus, and we commend to you the study of this book. Do open your Bibles. Do dig in. Do worship faithfully before God. We commend to you these things. Gather with his church. Worship God in the beauty of holiness. Keep at it. Keep at it. As Moses kept his hands in the air and Israel won, you keep pursuing what is right and good and honorable in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord will win the world through guys like you. Okay? Do walk uprightly before the Lord with his church, and we commend to you this course of action, and we ask for the Lord's blessing upon all of you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.